Hello guys, NautoAis here, and I want to give my thoughts on some Idea Factory news. I know it's been a while. There have been a lot of new news, anything related to Compile Hard Idea Factory, of course. Previously, Idea Factory International announced that Data Live and Dysposia will be coming out on Steam. I gave my thoughts about that already. And for the gist of it, why it's a Steam exclusive, according to one of the IFI representatives, said that they want to have a broader audience to go here. Kind of makes sense. Granted, because it's not on the Switch. Whether you like it or not, Atomic games, visual novel games are more suitable on the Switch and to some extent Steam if you have a Steam Deck, because it just suits well there. They might say, well, this game was on the PS4. Yes, but of course, if you know the history behind it, there were a lot of delays. There was a bit rumored they had to tone it down. Chances are probably that this one's going to be uncensored. Who knows? But I did talk to one of them. They said that, well, think about it. We're in discussion. But as of right now, Ren Dysposia is only going to be a Steam exclusive. So with that said, what are the other news from Idea Factory? So first of all, Symphony Kiss, another Atomic game, is now out for the Switch. So if you want to know about it, links on the description box. So another one is that I mentioned about a release date for Neptunia Sisters vs. Sisters. So first, the Switch version is already out with two exclusive characters, Henri and Maho. And if people are wondering, will there be DLC to the other game? From what I heard, from what I read in the internet, the developers behind that game said they have no plans of doing a DLC. The game is done. They're not going to go back and add some features. I know sometimes it would be nice, but it is what it is sometimes, that when push comes to shove, once they're done with the game, they're just moving on. Some developers start doing that. Kind of bum me out, but it is what it is. So as of right now, it is a Switch exclusive for those characters, and the Switch version is out. But unfortunately, if you're waiting for the Xbox version, it got delayed to May the 21st. The reason is, most common reason is, they need more time to polish the game. It is what it is. Like for me, it's best to give them more time so when the product comes out, it's good, because you don't want to deal with what happened with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, especially with the performance issues. So it is what it is there. A bit of bump side if you're an Xbox owner, if you want to play this game, but it might be worth it once it comes out in May 21st. And like I said, if you want more Idea Factory games on the Xbox console, you gotta vote with your wallet, whether you like it or not. Show Microsoft, show Idea Factory that there are people who want to play this game on the Xbox. Again, whether you like it or not, a lot of Japanese games don't sell well on the Xbox console. Yeah, it may be BS, but that's the truth. There's a reason why Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection is not on the Xbox, because the previous Mega Man Legacy Collection did not sell well on the Xbox. Just saying that. It sucks, but it is what it is. So other news is Gematsu reveal from via Famitsu that Neptunia Rebirth 1, 2, and 3 will finally be ported on modern consoles. So for the Switch, finally all those Trilogy Rebirth finally going to come out in Japan. So you got to keep that in mind, that right now it's only in Japan for the announcement, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to come out outside of Japan. Especially, like I said, in Switch, because Part 4 already is out. So why not complete the trilogy or 4-parter or whatever parter it is. In the case with the PlayStation 4, there was already been Rebirth Plus 1 that came out in Japan a long time ago. So they're also bringing out Rebirth 2 and 3. And of course, Rebirth 1 Reverse is already on the PS5. Sort of have a quality of life, but should you get that again? In my personal opinion, as an Idea Factory fan, especially with Neptunia, unless you're a super fan, I wouldn't really get the PlayStation 5 version. There's nothing new added in. Yes, there's a fishing game, quality of life, but it's the same story, same gameplay. They added some bits of stuff, but to some extent it's still the same game. The idea for this one is, if you never played the Rebirth series, never played it on Steam, or you don't have a Vita, here's your chance. Like I said, especially on the Switch, and of course now on the PS4. Will they come out? Like I said, it's just gonna make sense. Probably the case with the PS4 version, probably just the second and the third makes sense, especially with the Switch. Granted, the performance probably going to be 30 frames, but at least it's better than nothing there. So kudos. Right now, from what I read from Komatsu, is that it's going to come out in June of 2024. Outside of that one, well, who knows? You just have to wait and see.
Additional update about the Rebirth trilogy is that apparently, according to Compile Heart, the Switch version will actually have a physical version, and they're even gonna offer a bundle for them. So, I mean, it kind of makes sense because it's never been in a Nintendo console. It's the first time. In the case with the PlayStation 4, it depends on your perspective. Unfortunately, as of right now, it's only going to be digital. So, a recap is that Rebirth 1 Plus was already been out. And like I said in a different video, I did talk about it. There was supposed to be some sort of like rumor that Rebirth Plus and Super Neptunia RPG was supposed to have some sort of connection, but that never happened. But the game's already out there. And of course, there's also the PS5 version, Reverse. And now they're going to have Rebirth 2 and 3. And the question a lot of people are thinking is that, will there be some sort of update, new stuff from the Vita version or the Steam? Who knows? And remember, the Steam version actually had some, well, official hack that they add in character that's never been in the Vita version. It's not even on the PlayStation version to some extent, but who knows? You just have to wait and see what it is. So a second update just happened for the Rebirth trilogy, and that IFI did announce that yes, it will be coming out in the West. However, there's a lot of caveat. In my personal opinion, as a supporter of PlayStation, it's not a good look. So what's going on? First of all, yes, Neptunia Rebirth 1 all the way to 3 will be on the Nintendo Switch. However, there is no plan as of right now of this news to be on the PlayStation 4. And another one for people who cares, no physical version. So the physical version kind of makes sense. They did this with Mary Skelter 2 and some other Idea Factory games. They have admitted that they're a small company and doing physical release for the Switch was difficult. That's why they had to work with limited run. Sort of understandable, but still, it is what it is there. But not coming out on the PlayStation 4 at least is kind of like a slap in the face. And here's my reason why. Yes, the first one is on PlayStation 5 Reverse. There was a PlayStation 4 version, but never came out a long time ago. There's a reason why in this announcement in Japan it's only the second and the third. They might re-release the first one, but that's a different story there. That's in Japan. But my theory behind it is they kind of said the same thing with Date Alive and Disposia, is that to focus, to target a broader audience. So what does that mean? They're probably figuring out that rather doing it multi-platform, let's focus on one console and hopefully we get optimized sale. In the case with Ren Disposia, kind of makes more sense to the Steam versus on PlayStation 4 because, like I said, that the PS4 version in Japan had multiple delays, and one of the reasons was they had to modify the game. So maybe, and again, do people really buy Data Life game on the PlayStation 4? I mean, look what happened with Reincarnation. I don't know what the sales is. So they're probably seeing is that it might sell better on the Switch than in the PlayStation 4. They say, why not release a multi-platform, have option? Again, option is good for the consumer. When it comes to the business, they try to limit it option because here's the thing. Say they use research for the Switch version as well as the PlayStation 4 version. What happened if a lot of people bought the Switch but barely on the PlayStation 4? Then that's waste of resource. And chances for, if you're a PlayStation owner or supporter, you probably played this game already on the Vita. Granted, if you don't have a Vita, or you already have it also on Steam. The idea for this one is for people who only have a Switch and that's it. Do I agree with it? No, but it is what it is. It is a business. Hopefully in the long run, they'll consider it. From what I understand, what's going to happen, probably we can do as fans is just let your voice be heard, trying to convince them. But a lot of this decision is not from IFI. It's from the Japan developer trying to find ways to optimize their sales. That's the thing. So I don't agree with it, but business is business.
Oh boy, so there's a lot of news here, but the biggest one really is that Idea Factory in October. It was a long time ago. I wish I kind of did a give my thoughts about it, but unfortunately, time. So might as well just do it now, and like what's happening and what are the plans? What's going on with Idea Factory? So in October 2023, believe it or not, there were some plans that they can announce throughout. So of course, by the time it's recording, you know this one of the latest games from Idea Factory is a new Project Toho game. It's supposed to be a strategy game. I don't know about it, but again, hey, something new from them now after what Game Revolution. And of course, if you're wondering about that game in the West, it is going to come out in 2024. And a lot of people believe, because a lot of the retail kind of put a date on their side that when the game's going to come out. And most people believe that it's going to be June of 2024. You might say, wow, how come almost a year? Chances are is the English dub makes sense there. So it is what it is. So like I said, Japan right now, the next game they're focusing is Project O. So of course, credit to Noisy Pixel. In October of 2023, they announced what their plans for Idea Factory. So first of all, one is, yes, it is official. They've been announced that they will have some sort of new Neptunia main series. So the sixth installment of the game, they finally gonna reveal it eventually, who knows when, but yeah, they are in the work. Not only that, the Dead Rebirth series actually have new games coming out. There's actually a spin-off and another main game, so parts of that one also in the works. And then they have two new IP introduced. So, special to some extent, 5 games, plus also as a bonus, they are also doing Otome game, but granted, that's a different division. Design Factory are the one. And again, whether you like or not, those games sells better on the Switch. That's why all of those are a Switch exclusive. Unless PlayStation have their new Vita 2 Boom or whatever, which is, I think it's false. It is what it is. Well, maybe not, but I'll talk about it in a different video about what's happening with Sony and other. Let's just say that too many layoffs lately and it's kind of sucked, but that's a different story there. So, yeah, there will be more Otome games. That's already been planned. They said that a new Neptunia mainline, finally, again, 2025, I guess. 2 new Death and Request game, a spin-off, and of course the third part of the game, the third sequel, and 2 new IP. So that will be interesting. So if you want to know about a lot of this info, links on the description box. So my thoughts about a lot of this news, I say it's awesome, somewhat maybe not fortunate. So as an Idea Factory fan, some of this game, I am excited that they're announcing they have plans. And hopefully the release date maybe it's not that years apart, but they're a small company, localization is not that easy. So for recap once again, before I close this video, is Symphony Kiss is already out by the time it's recording. Neptunia Sisters vs. Sisters for the Xbox got delayed for the Xbox to May 21st for polishing reason. Data Life Ren Disposia is a Steam exclusive as of right now, but let your voice be heard if you want this game to be out on other console. I mean, hopefully convince them, but we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, the game is out in Japan in the PS4, but will it sell? I mean, look what happened with Mare Skelter 2. That's out in Japan, but no chance in heck to be released in the West because one, the game sold, and not a lot of people are going to probably buy this. Maybe I'm one of them, but if you have Steve, you have the Switch, that's it. Yeah, it kind of sucks, but like I said, chances are because of the censorship. However, maybe it's different now in 2024, but again, different story there. And again, Rebirth series is going to be on the PS4 and in Switch in Japan this summer. Outside, it just makes sense. And then a lot of info, a lot of announcement from Idea Factory. Because if you don't know, also that there's a lot of managerial shift, somebody new's taking over, and that's the reason why. So, like I said, there is going to be a new Neptunia main series, part 5, part 6, whatever part it is, I lost count. A Toho project, which is they're finally showcasing that. 2 new Dead and Request game, a spin-off and part 3, and plus another new IP. It is what it is there. So those are my thoughts. With that, I'll see you guys later.